Oh boy. I know, don't I? This is creepy enough as it is, so yeah. Can we just talk about this bald cut for a minute? Because it is applied very, very well, however. Well, it's not perfect, but for me, doing it myself, it's applied very good. Anyways, so yeah, today is the 26th, which means today is the very last episode of Freaky Fridays. However, I am really enjoying everything that I've been doing. I love this series so much. I mean, I love makeup in general, and I love beauty makeup, but FX makeup and Halloween is just one of my favorite things, and I am so proud of every single one of these videos, and I hope that you have enjoyed them as well. Okay, so this right here is the largest prosthetic that I have applied on myself so far. This right here is a brow and top and nose piece and side. So yeah. And then I also have one other prosthetic, which this right here you can kind of count as like two separate ones if you want to, but they're ears. So I'm going to be doing these as well. I already did, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I already did the bald cap because it is really difficult for me to do it on camera, but I went ahead and did it. In last week's episode, I did it on camera as much to my ability as possible. It was like saggy up at the top because I didn't pull it as tight as possible in the back. And I already pre-enameled my teeth, and that is with this right here. It's a Mayron teeth enamel. And I'm also going to be using two different colors and everything in Mayron today instead of airbrush. I'm going to be using Mayron in the color gray, and I'm going to be using Mayron in the color black. I'm also going to be mixing these two to make my own custom two shades, which is going to be black with a little bit of gray, black with a little bit of gray, and gray with a little bit of black. And then I'm going to be using a stipple sponge for the rest. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this appliance, which by the way, the edges on this are extremely nice. And I do want to let you guys know that these videos are not sponsored by mostlydead.com, and they are not sponsored by mostlydead.com, and they are not sponsored by Cyclera Contacts. Now, however, Cyclera Contacts and mostlydead.com did reach out to me, and they are not paying me to say this by any means, but they gave you all a coupon code and everything for all of the items that I'm using in these videos and all of the rest of the items that are on their websites, which is incredible. And I'm not getting paid or any commission off of that whatsoever. Now, however, though, those right there coupon codes are good for an entire year. So that means that if you don't have time to buy and purchase and use the products that I'm using in today's video, or any other videos, you can purchase these items or any other items on there to create your own looks and use them for next year and everything. So I am so grateful to Mostly Dead and Cyclera Contacts for working with me and wanting you guys to enjoy Halloween as much as I enjoy it as well. So let's go ahead and hop into this. So I'm going to be using a throwaway brush. And first things first, I'm going to start by laying the latex up at the top, because typically with like foam appliances that are like this, because this is foam latex and everything, or it actually maybe just foam. It does feel pretty much like foam, but for the most part, typically you want to start from the center of the face and work your way out whenever it comes down to prosthetics. But since I'm doing this on myself, you have to work your way from a certain angle to where you can see what you're doing. So I'm going to start with the latex up at the very top of the prosthetic, getting it somewhat close to the edge, and then bringing it down. And you do have to kind of work a little fast so that way it doesn't dry on you. I did put some chapstick on my eyebrows to prevent the latex from sticking to my eyebrows so we don't rip out our eyebrows. Not like I have much eyebrow left, but you know. Okay, so now I'm just going to line this up to right about here, and then I'm just going to lay that down on top of the forehead and smooth out. And then I'm just going to lightly press down, make sure that it's adhered. Okay, and then I'm going to take a brush kind of like this. I'm going to just kindly roll it out. I know this looks really funny as it is. And then I'm going to take that same brush and I'm going to start working on this side right here and underneath, just lifting up. And I'm going to close my eye so that way I don't like glue my eye in some weird position. Okay, now I didn't get that glued down perfectly, but that is perfectly fine. So I'm going to take a smaller detail brush. Okay, so now that I have one side laid down, I'm going to do the other side and then I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I have this right here done and everything, which by the way, let me tell you just as a fair warning that if you decide to do a forehead prosthetic, just be very aware that it's going to be very close to the end portion of your eye. So when doing this, you're gonna want to look up and make sure that your eye is closed whenever you're doing it, because there is nothing worse than getting latex in your eye, okay? Just clearing the obvious. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this prosthetic on this ear real quick. I already did this side right here. Let me tell you, doing opposites and doing your ears is not easy, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a small detail. I'm gonna put some latex on the inside of the ear. And like I've said before, if you're allergic to latex, there is always Prosate, or there is always spirit gum as well. So I'm going right up to the edges, and I'm putting, oh my god, I almost dropped it, okay. Quite a bit. Let me get the latex off my fingers, so that way I don't get the prosthetic stuck to my fingers and then I can't get it off. Okay. Just getting the latex all the way up to the edges and on the inside of the ear. Nice fair coat. Okay, there we go. And now I'm going to start at the top end of the ear. Just have to kind of feel where, okay. Now just press down, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to press down these edges on the inside of the ear. Those edges down nice and flat. Hopefully I got it on there just right. And now what I'm going to do is to kind of cinch the ear backwards a little bit, as I'm going to let this dry. And then I'm going to put a little bit of latex on the back end of my actual ear and glue it onto the side of my head. So that way it's like, you know, and it's more angular, kind of like that one is, because otherwise this one like sticks out and I want it to be more angle. Okay, and so now I'm just going to take some latex, put it on the back end of my ear, as so. And then I'm just going to press my ear back onto the bald cap and let it dry. Yeah, and then I'll be right back, and then we're going to start doing some body paint. Okay, so I went ahead and painted the top half of my body, and I will tell you right now, it's very weird to see myself without all my tattoos, but I will also say that this Mayron paint, one coat and everything is covered. It is that pigmented. I am going to be covering the rest of my arms closer to the end of the video, but I am just simply using a brush with a little bit of the body paint. This right here is water soluble, so it does wash off literally with just water. It is amazing like that. Okay, so after that, I have a stippling sponge. Now, in these two things right here, I mixed up. Oh God, this actually looks really creepy right now. Okay. Anyways, in these two things, I don't even recognize myself. Okay. Anyways, in these two things right here, so there's this right here, which is gray mixed with a little bit of black. This right here is black mixed with a little bit of gray. So I'm going to use a stippling sponge. Now, this part right here is probably going to take me forever in real time, but for you, it'll go by like that. Okay, literally. Oh God. Anyways, it'll go by real fast. Anyway, so I'm gonna start going in with just a little bit of the gray and black first. I'm gonna use a rag to kind of take off some of the excess. I'm gonna just stipple around the face. So right here I'll add definition to the face. So that way it doesn't look super flat. Okay, now I'm gonna go into the black shade. Well, it's not necessarily black, it's like a darker version of gray. I'm gonna start at the nose and kind of just work myself around. Okay, so next up we're gonna go on over into some detail work. Okay, so next up I'm gonna be taking the Morphe 35B, aka I call it the Rainbow Palette. And I'm going to be taking a Morphe M431 brush, which is kind of like a small like detail brush. I'm going to be using the shade that's really black. And I'm going to be going around through the creases to emphasize. Okay, now taking a fluffier brush. Where did my fluffier brush go? You know me, guys. I'm always okay. Here we go. This right here is the Morphe M441. I'm gonna be using the lightest shade in here, a very small amount of it, to highlight those high points. Okay, and now I'm going to be taking this right here brush, a fluffier brush, and I'm just going to blend those in. Okay, and then I'm going to be using a lot of black on the inner portion of the lid, so I'm going to be using this right here packing brush. Just packing down a lot of color. Hollow out the sockets of the eye. Okay. Oh yeah, definitely creepy. Okay, so next up, I'm going to be doing some mascara to make sure that my lashes are completely black. Okay, next up for lips, I'm going to be taking the Pure Black Mayron. I'm going to be using that on the lips, and I'm going to feather it out. Just feather it. Okay. So, I don't know about you, but this is really, yep, this is creepy. Anyways, so I hope that you guys have enjoyed. Yes, this right here is the finished product. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the entire series and everything that I've been able to bring to you guys. And of course, this right here would definitely not be possible without anybody that is on Patreon. So thank you to every single one of you. It really means so much to me. I have had so much fun making myself unrecognizable and doing these looks and having so much fun with it, because I just, like I said in the first episode, okay, I love Halloween. I really do. It's like one of my most favorite times of the year. And last year I tried to pull stuff off like this and it just didn't work out. And the fact that this year it's happening, okay, I shouldn't smile, is, woo, okay, I can't handle to look at myself right now, no, it's too creepy, but anyways, no, so, I'm like paranoid, and I'm like the creepiest person in this house right now, anyways, but no, so I just love this so much. I can see that it's like slightly darker around the edges of the prosthetic. I almost wonder why. Maybe the prosthetic probably took the Mayron a little bit different than the rest of the face, or the bald cap. But overall, I think it looks great. I think it looks fantastic. So I'm gonna go outside, stand around, scare some kids. Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you so much. And if you haven't, please make sure to like and subscribe. Become a part of the angel group. And that sounds weird saying it looking like this. And I will see you soon. Bye. I'm the nicest demon on the face of the planet right now.